Hoping to get Jenny Levy connected here in just moments. Okay. In fact, we've got Jenny from Chapel Hill this morning. So let's welcome the coach of the national champion Tar Heels to Packer and Durham. Jenny, good morning. Congratulations.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Here. Are you kidding? It's our pleasure. I want to start here. Everything looks good. You got a 2-goal lead, then it gets cut to 1, and then all of a sudden, Charlotte North has got the ball in the stick, and I don't know, maybe 10 meters out, somewhere like that, and it's late in the game, and all of a sudden, there's going to be a shot. Do you just kind of hold your breath one last time for Taylor Marino to make the save?
Well, first of all, Charlotte North's an incredible player. Just an electric offensive player that demonstrates, new limits to the game. But we also have Emma Trenchard on her and Taylor Marino in the cage. So she has got to get through 2 superhero layers that we have, Emma and Taylor, and then obviously the rest of our defense. But yeah, you do hold your breath when she has the ball because she's so dynamic and can make so many things happen on the field. When I saw that last shot not make it to the back of the cage, I was really happy.
Yeah, I want to follow up quickly here, Drew. I want to follow up on this thought. Jenny, I said yesterday, I thought that game, and granted, you guys were victorious and richly deserving of a national championship. I thought that game in particular showcased what this sport has been trying to do for the last 3 years, and it's continuing to ascend. And we've talked with you about the sport and its rise. But for that game to be shown on that stage in front of that crowd, 48 hours later, does it feel like it was a sport changing or an elevating of women's lacrosse in this country?
We hope so. I think the whole season has been, there's just been a lot of excitement around the sport. I know when we played up at Boston College in regular season, there were 6,000 people that came out for a regular season game. All of these games have been really well attended this season. I think it's a combination of not COVID ending, because obviously we're still struggling as a world with this pandemic, but people are excited to come out and watch, get back out with their families to do things that are fun. Watching women's lacrosse, I think we continually need to clean up our rules and streamline it, but to be at Homewood Field with 8,500 plus people, the historic Homewood Field where so many great games have taken place on the men's side, to have that packed on ESPN for the first time. Can't wait to see what the viewer numbers were from that. Hopefully we'll see them soon. But I just think there's so much momentum right now for our sport and for our players, which is really exciting.
Well, I'm proudly a prisoner of the moment, and I've said a couple times, Coach, over the last 2 days doing this show that was the greatest lacrosse game I've ever seen. Considering what Wes just laid out with, the platform and the sellout, considering the characters on this stage, yourself and Acacia included, and then the players, some all-time greats, considering the recent series history between you guys and BC and the past couple championship weekends, and then you guys getting over that hump. Does that sound right to you? Like, where does this rank in games you've coached in terms of all the circumstances?
Yeah, it does sound right. And the reason why it does is because, it's no fun to have one team that just dominates everybody all the time. And we have a healthy respect for Boston College and their players and their coaching staff and what they've accomplished over the past 5 or 6 years. And I love the rivalry. It brings out the best in both teams and players. I think consistently, having great rivalries that can showcase the game and its players at the highest level brings in a lot of fans and a lot of little girls who are looking up to these incredible student athletes and their talent, but also who they are off the field too. We were at a dinner on, I think, Thursday night, and the restaurant owner said, "Hey, can my daughter come and say hi to your team?" And we said, "Yeah, sure." And she's little. She was like first grade. And next thing we know, we had like a whole team waiting in the restaurant for our team. And they just wanted to come and get autographs. And I'm thinking, my guys just wanted to have dinner, but they stopped what they were doing and spent the time with these little guys that are going to be the future of our sport. So there's a lot of great things happening. And so many people at the college level are contributing in all the different programs.
it feels like this particular team of yours set out to accomplish something, Jenny, that in the end they got to achieve. I mean, going undefeated, winning a national championship, the long streak. People talked about the undefeated streak all the way through the season, stuff like that. Then you get to Friday and it's in the balance now. I mean, that's a gut check deal. Okay, in the fourth quarter. But what did you learn about your team this weekend that you already didn't know about this particular group?
Not much. I think obviously Friday's game was one of the most epic. I know it's an overused word, but it was an incredible game. I thought we were going to make a run a little sooner than we did. But with 7 minutes left, we started really to make some runs at the last minute. And it just, at some point, I know that they were tough. I know that they worked hard. I know that they have incredible chemistry and character. But when your back's against the wall and you refuse to lose, how deep does it run? And Friday's game was a really big game for a lot of our players, just because this particular group hasn't gotten over that semifinal hump. There was a lot of emotion in that group at that moment once the game was over. And credit Northwestern for an incredible game plan, and their kids played so well. And I know Kelly's super proud of the effort that they gave. I think they probably didn't want to watch yesterday because they thought they could have been there and won it as well. But our kids, there's actually no surprise. I knew what was in them. I knew we could come out of this weekend 2-0. I think they did too. They just had to prove it to themselves and trust themselves and jump and build their wings on the way down, as Anson says. So they did that, and they finally got themselves to a place that they can look back on forever and be super proud of their efforts collectively.
Jenny, would you say the championship Sunday was more of a worker chicken game or whatever the other one is? I can't remember. Worker chicken or the other one?
No, it was a pure Harley day. It was a Harley day on Sunday. It was. You had to go. Excuse my term, but balls to the wall. You couldn't. There was nothing to be held back. Both teams were really tired by the fourth quarter. It was hot. It was emotional, and there was a lot of players, amazing collegiate players, playing their very last game on Championship Sunday. So emotions were high, adrenaline was high, and the work rate was really intense. So it was a Harley day for sure.
I'm going to tell you this: a senior class that went 83-9, 4 straight Final Fours, 4 ACC titles, and an NCAA crown. That's a pretty good worksheet. I don't know how it all works out in the analogies that you use, but I just know that's winning. That's winning, and it's winning big, Jenny.
Yeah, I'm so happy for all of our upperclassmen and our seniors, our leadership. There's a lot of teams that work hard. There's a lot of coaching staffs that work their tails off, and there's no guarantee that at the end of your journey that you'll end up with a national title. There's a lot of great memories besides a national title, but I do think because we're in sports, we are 100% defined by winning and losing. And I forgot that we were undefeated. Quite honestly, it didn't really matter, and it actually didn't matter. People kept asking us playing BC for a third time. I don't think it was as much about the opponent that we were playing, more about what we wanted to do and how we were going to get there. But just really happy for Taylor Marina, all of them. I don't even want to go through them because I'm afraid I'll forget somebody. But I also will tell you that, one of the first people I saw after the game was Katie Hogue and Katie Woodruff. And, this championship was just as much theirs and Caroline Wakefield. Those guys, although they didn't win a ring last year, their legacy was left onto this team. And so they are very much a part of this championship as well.
I'll tell you what, that's well said. Congratulations again. It was a terrific day to watch women's lacrosse, and UMBC gave us a hell of a show. So thank you, and be well in the off season, okay?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, you guys. Have a great summer.